All right, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is 5 Extremely Rich People Who Live as Poor. All right, guys, that's actually not a bad idea. There are some people who just want to be comfortable, right? They don't have to live in all these gigantic houses. And in fact, if you've ever lived in an absolutely gigantic house with a small amount of people, it's a little ridiculous, bro. It is. All right, so either way, let's check it out. Let's see what this takes us, guys.
Hi guys, please tell me, have you ever dreamt of becoming a millionaire? A beautiful life, a couple of planes, a mansion in the Caribbean, and a company producing your favorite kind of sweets? Well, why not? Real millionaires can afford all this, but yeah, not all the owners of huge fortunes like to waste money. Even if they have the opportunity to live a luxurious life, they are still modest and thrifty people, or they just hide carefully their wealth and luxury items so that no one could ever find them. And now, we are going to show you the most modest rich people.
All right, let's go. Coming from the channel Brain Time.
Tim Cook. Tim Cook has been the CEO of Apple for 6 years now. He managed to accumulate a solid capital during all this time. According to various sources, his fortune exceeds $500 million. Just imagine that pile of money. Imagine how many things you could buy. However, Tim leads a modest lifestyle for a millionaire. He likes cycling and wearing simple office clothes. Also, his house in Palo Alto is only 2,400 square feet. That is practically a hut compared to other properties in the Silicon Valley.
Absolutely it is. But, I mean, again, that's more than the average person needs anyway. Do you really need 2,400 square feet? I guess it depends on how big his family is.
When asked about his lifestyle, Cook states that his modest lifestyle helps him remember how he started and where he comes from. Besides, he says that money is not a motivation for him. Sergey Brin. It's probably
And that's why he has so much.
a bit strange to see in this list a person who actually possesses 2 personal aircraft and elite properties, but Sergey Brin, one of the founders of Google, sticks to the principles of saving, despite having a fortune of more than $40 billion.
Whoa.
For example, he purchases a special annual discount in a store chain of inexpensive clothing, where he renews his wardrobe.
Okay.
Yes, you got it right. The person who created Google every year purchases a discount card in an inexpensive clothing store. Moreover, Sergey Brin hasn't changed this tradition in many years. But if his love for cheap clothes seems to you an insufficient argument, then here are some more facts. Brin says that he always compares prices in stores and buys products where they are cheaper, and he never leaves anything uneaten in a restaurant. Mark Zuckerberg.
Hey, listen. Respect. For the $40 billion man not wasting any of his money. Again, when you stop caring so much about money, I mean, obviously, once you're able to kind of live somewhat comfortably, money just flows into you.
Who doesn't know the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg? Maybe you've even seen the movie where Jesse Eisenberg portrays him. But if you haven't seen it, don't worry. According to Mark himself, the film wasn't very truthful. Today, one of the richest...
Listen, you don't want it to be truthful, okay? I just reacted to The Social Network on the movie reaction channel recently. Yeah, no. He doesn't want it to be truthful. Say that.
Technological magnates, despite having an impressive capital of more than $71 billion, still looks like a poor student and is clearly not going to change his lifestyle. He wears simple sweatshirts and Adidas flip-flops. And he has about 24 absolutely identical t-shirts with the logo of a well-known social network in his wardrobe. Of all the food, Mark prefers McDonald's. Even during the wedding trip, he didn't change his tastes and was seen in one of these restaurants with his young wife. By the way, their wedding was also very modest. They got married in the backyard of their house with only 100 guests, and after the ceremony, they
Backyard with only 100 guests. I mean, okay.
all had sushi. It doesn't seem like we are talking about the founder of the most popular social network in the world, right? Warren Buffett. The 87-year-old American entrepreneur and head of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, is not only the world's largest investor, but also a very modest man. He even complained to the U.S. government that he pays not enough taxes. Despite his multi-million-dollar fortune, Buffett still lives in his old 2-story house in Omaha, which he bought back in 1957.
I'm sorry to tell you, sir, okay? You can get to a point financially where you're like, I think I could probably pay more taxes. But it's the little guys, okay? The ones who don't make, over $1 million a year, for example. That anything under $1 million a year is a little guy. Just understand that should be your mentality, right? So if you make less than $1 million a year, you're a little guy. You know how much money in taxes you're paying? Think about that. You work your life, right? All your life to get to a point where you can make that type of crazy money, okay? Just to know that about 50% of it is just deleted, bro. Gone. It's throw it in the trash, basically. Right? But Warren Buffett, okay, making as much money as he makes, of course he can say something like how he just said. Because money now doesn't even matter. Like the amount of money that this man makes is disgusting. Okay, so he's like, yeah, you can tax me a little bit more. It's fine.
Like Mark Zuckerberg, Warren prefers to eat fast food. He liked one fast food chain so much that he bought the whole chain. According to the billionaire, he tries to avoid luxury goods because any expensive purchases are an extra pain in the neck. Although this didn't prevent Buffett from buying several private jet planes, but what can you do? Even the most modest rich men have weaknesses. Ingvar
That was probably for travel, though, bro.
Kamprad. IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad is sometimes called the most modest billionaire in the world. And this is quite right. In one interview, he revealed that his car was more than 15 years old. But if this can be explained by some touching affection for his iron horse, the economy class flights clearly show his tremendous modesty. In addition, on business trips, the billionaire stays only in 3-star hotels, uses mainly public transportation, dines in small restaurants, and even eats hamburgers. According to Ingvar, his whole house is fit out with expensive furniture from IKEA, with the exception of an old chair and a clock. He has been using this chair for more than 30 years, and obviously he doesn't plan to part with it. After all, says Ingvar, new is not always better.
Right. All right, guys.
Guys,
This was a solid video here. Obviously, when you start making a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money, you stop caring what the world thinks of you, right? Because who cares, right? So you're not going to go out generally and act like new money. And what I mean by that is, buying all these fancy, ridiculous cars you'll literally not drive at all. Buy these ridiculous luxury clothing items that. How much better are they than the clothes that you could buy in some random store, discount store? Probably not much better. They're not much better, actually. Right? Like, everything will fall apart eventually. So why spend the excess? A lot of these guys have gotten to this point by being absolutely frugal. Completely. Why are you wasting money on this? Don't waste money on that. That's crazy. Right? So I expect to see a lot more of these people popping up. Right, but unfortunately, we're in the age of social media, right? And if you notice, you pay attention to a lot of these people here. They had money before social media kind of took off, including Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, but if you look at all of these new upcoming millionaires and 100 millionaires, you'll start to realize that social media matters a whole lot to them. They're acting like new money, guys. Right? But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.